So in this video, I'm going to be going over 3 of the most important reasons that you should be investing in index funds. So get ready because it starts right now. Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Trey, and if this is your first time in this channel and you want to get your money right, then start right now by subscribing to this channel. We dedicate our time in helping you get out of debt, stay out of debt, reach financial independence so that you can become a millionaire. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe. Reason number 1 that you should go ahead and start investing in index funds right now. Greater and broad diversification. So in the world of investing, one of the main things that you should be looking at is to ensure that your portfolio is fully diversified. And what does that mean exactly? It means that you don't put all of your eggs in one basket. And there's no better way than to fully diversify your portfolio than to invest in index funds. So when you invest in index funds, you gain extreme broad exposure to companies that cross regions, sectors, size, and even value. For an example, the S&P 500 index fund contains 500 of the largest US-based companies, and the total stock market index fund gives you that same exposure but to over 3,500 companies. And speaking of, if you stay tuned until the end of the video, I'm going to be giving you 3 index funds that you should be looking at investing in if you haven't already started. So make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video. If you're more so interested in fidelity funds that you should be looking at, I went over it in this video, so be sure to check that one out after this one. Along with broad diversification comes the lowering of risk. Now, risk is a killer of gains. And I can also say that it's one of the primary reasons as to why people stay away from investing. Look at investing, they automatically think, hey, I don't want to put my money into something where I could lose it. The reality is, yes, you assume some risk by doing any type of investing. However, by doing smart, low-cost, broad-based investing, you can lower that risk and maximize your gain. So reason number 2 would be low costs. Look, have you ever been car shopping or shopping in general, right? And you look at the price and it says, hey, item is on sale and it's listed for however much it is, right? So you are under the assumption and expectation that that price should be, for an example, $500, right? For whatever that may be. But instead it's $619. And you look at this and you're like, man, god damn. Why is this $100 more than I was expecting? Well, it's generally because of taxes and fees. Well, the same rule applies to index funds. Index funds generally tend to be lower than other forms of investing because taxes, management fees, etc., are lower. And the reason being is because index fund investing is known to be passive investing, which means you don't require a portfolio manager because generally you're going to be paying someone 1 to 2% to manage a portfolio for you, when in reality, you don't really need a portfolio manager. You could do this yourself. So don't let anyone fool you into thinking you need a portfolio manager to build a great portfolio to build long-term wealth. The expense ratio for index funds generally range from 0.05% to 0.08%. So to put this into perspective for you, if you invest $1,000 into an index fund, expense ratio or the management fee is 0.05%, then you're going to be paying 50 cents as a fee. And that's pretty much nothing. You don't want to be surprised by those fees and taxes. And in this event, index funds are great for lowering costs. Reason number 3 that you should start investing in index funds are attractive returns. Now, for those of you who are unaware of who Warren Buffett is probably one of, if not the most successful investor of our time. If you're unaware of the bet that Warren Buffett made, he made this bet with a specific individual, and the bet was simple. They could bring in more returns by an actively managed account, or should I say accounts, as opposed to returns in comparison to an index fund. And they made a $1 million bet. It's very widely known that Warren Buffett won that bet. What he goes on to say continuously over and over is that index funds are the safest and most efficient way to invest for long-term wealth. And in this event, index fund investing generally yields higher returns. The name of the game is this: everyone wants to invest to be able to accumulate wealth for the long term. Now, some people can't wait. Some people want it right now. I, for one, don't want it right now, so that's why you want multiple streams of revenue so that you're not hurting for that money right away. If you're doing things properly, when you invest, you can put that money into that vehicle and not worry about it anymore. So if you choose the right index fund and you have diligence and patience, you're going to reap those benefits by the time you retire, or maybe even sooner, depending upon how much you're actually investing. This brings us to the last portion of this video, to where I specifically stated 3 funds that I would be looking at today to invest in. Number 1, a total stock market index fund. I've said it time and time again. You guys are probably tired as hell of me talking about it, but a total stock market index fund, in my humble opinion, is the best fund that you can put or make as your core holdings. So for Vanguard, that would be VTSAX or VTI. But Fidelity also has some very, very good zero fee total stock market index funds as well. Fund number 2, and that's going to be an S&P 500 index fund. The reason I chose a total stock market index fund over the S&P 500 is because these 500 companies are all actually included in the 3,500 plus companies that a total stock market index fund is going to be encompassed of. However, for those of you who are of the mindset that you don't really need those mid and small cap companies and you only want to invest in these large companies or large cap companies, the S&P 500 index fund would be the way to go. For Vanguard, that would be VFIAX or VOO. The last fund that I'm going to throw in there that you should be looking at is a total world stock market index fund. This actually does is it includes all of the funds that I just listed, the S&P 500, total stock market, but it also mixes in those international funds at market cap rates. So you don't have to rebalance your portfolio. It does it on its own. It's actually a sleeper fund in my personal opinion because it's not one that's spoke about often enough. A total world stock market index fund is a great fund that you can put your money into for a set it and forget it style of investing. For Vanguard, it's going to be VTWAX or VT. So there you have it, guys. 3 funds that you can be looking at to make your core holdings if you're serious about investing. If you want a more in-depth coverage into some of the best Vanguard funds that you should be investing in this video I actually went over that, so be sure to check that one out after this one. There you have it, guys. The 3 main reasons that you should be investing in index funds today, all right? If you found this video to be beneficial in any way, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any other content just like this. As always, I want to thank the men and women of this country who have served and who continue to serve. I greatly appreciate you all. So until the next video, let's talk finances then.